Matt Kriegel, obviously one of our favorites. You know, been around Perrysburg for a long time. You worked for him, you know, for a long time. You come out, and in your first 2 years, you knock him off twice. What has that relationship been like? You know, going from his assistant to his adversary and beating him in those first couple of years.
Sure. I have a lot of respect. I hold Matt in a high regard. We're both very competitive. I gained a lot of my strengths as a coach just from being around him and learning from him and listening to the things that he had to do and watching certain expectations he had. And I know that when I coached there, we both did a good cop, bad cop deal that was very unique, and I hold a very special place for it in my coaching career. And I don't know how to describe beating him twice over 2 years. I haven't really focused on that really. My focus is more in how do we still remain friends as our relationship has changed.
Yeah, how do you do that? I mean, because these are, you know, the coaching community is a small community,
right,
and you're trying to, you know, kill each other on Friday night, but the rest of the year, there's got to be a relationship somewhere in there, I would think.
The biggest thing, honestly, is text messages, whether it's on the weekend or after a Friday night game or Saturday morning, just encouraging one another. Also, when we have league meetings, you know, I usually gravitate towards him. I get excited when I see him. It's always fun to see a mentor that you had in your life. You know, even in regards to his family, his wife always cooked for us and took assistant coaches in, and you know, they kind of learned and taught that family mentality as assistant coaches. And you know, it's never easy to beat someone that you consider a close friend. It's just an awkward stage of life, but it's something that I still admire him. I still have learned and copied some of the things that he started in his program there, and it's definitely sometimes an uncomfortable road to walk,
sure,
but one that I have a very high regard for him.
Talk coaching relationships, and we profiled it last year with Bruce Gradkowski working with your quarterbacks. I mean, I can't imagine what a great resource, and we all know Bruce, and we've known Bruce for years, but what a great resource to have a guy like that with his NFL experience, his Toledo experience, coming over and helping you out. Maybe just go back and explain how that relationship started and what it's been like here going into its second year.
So when Bruce was at Toledo, one of his mentors was one of my assistant coach's grandfathers. And his grandfather had mentioned that he was going to probably end up retiring. And I saw Bruce speak at Cedar Creek about, you know, starting a transition in his life and what that looked like. So of course I had also a mental note that I'd seen him working out on our fields, learned that he lived in Anthony Wayne. I think he thought I was a little bit crazy when I first asked to meet with him, because we met at social and just had a little bite to eat, and I could tell he's a little skeptical.
Did he comp that? He better.
I don't know if he did the first time. I might have to hold him to that.
He should've.
No, but he has been very generous to our staff in regards to support from his restaurants.
Sure.
But you know, as we got to know one another and got to talk to each other, and I started to learn he was in a transition in his life of, now that football's done, what do I want to do? And I knew if I just said, Bruce, just come out one time. Just come out and volunteer with our quarterbacks one time. And once he made that initial relationship with our kids, you could see it in his eyes, he was hooked. And he has such a selfless attitude, no matter what it is. He just feels like he has something to give back to our kids. You know, I've been through high school football, I've been through college football, the NFL. How can I teach these kids what's important now and what to focus on? And it's much bigger than here's how you throw a football role.
Yeah.
It's more of a mentorship role and a leadership role, and serving what our kids need. So it's been fun to watch and experience.
As we saw last year at camp, I mean, not only Bruce, but you had Andrew Donnell come back, and here's another kid from here playing in the league after Big Ten football. Do you feel like maybe seeing those guys in camp, the kids here see these guys and they think, you know what, there is a real shot for me to be able to play because I'm working with the guy who is in the league every day? Right,
and whether it's Bruce or whether it's Andrew, and they see that person that has their hard work's paid off in the end, the message that they bring back is more important than anything. And you know, all of them have said, set your goals high, reach for as far as you can reach, and you're going to end up somewhere great. You know, when you talk about there's a very small percentage that end up in the NFL or even playing in college, and we're very fortunate we have these guys around us that have. But if that is your goal, if that's what you want to try and achieve, here's what the work ethic looks like.
Right.
Here's what the stuff when you're done with your team looks like. And even if you don't end up achieving maybe that overall dream, you're going to end up in a great place, like Cole going to Air Force, or you know, we have Ben Allen that just committed to Bucknell to play linebacker. I mean, those kids are able to see firsthand the work ethic, the dream that you know eventually took place, and then it becomes a reality for them too.
every coach, obviously, you want to win state, you want to win your league, you want to win games, but you have underlying goals that maybe aren't necessarily the first up on the board. What is your goal heading into year number 3 for you?
Right now, I had a meeting with my seniors this morning before we even started, and our thing was, we need to win this day, own this day as much as possible. I mean, if we want to be successful, we got to give our best in whatever moment we're in. So if we're here from 6 to 8 in the morning, you have 6 to 8 to win it. Right now we need to be 1-0. We're not worried about St. Francis or two-a-days or Springfield or anybody on our schedule right now. That doesn't matter. Two-a-days don't matter. We need to win what's in front of us right now. And I think if we can accomplish that every day that we're in here, then we're going to be successful. So that's kind of our focus right now, of just taking it one day, one rep, everything one small thing at a time. Small things are going to add up to big things when we get there.